The Cheating Death podcast is a satirical program covering objective information about each and every situation under the sun. We are not political. We are not religious. We are merely analytical. Your viewer discretion and listener discretion in this matter is advised. On today's episode of the Cheating Death podcast, we get into detail as to how there is solace in simplicity, an oxymoronic statement that may prove to be rather prophetic in future times. We also provide you with an all-new joke of the episode, a top 5 list of more comfort foods, an all-new business spotlight, and of course our Annihilation Announcement, and so much, much, much more. So dear listener, by now you know what to do. Grab yourself a coffee, grab a blanket, cuddle yourself up in a cozy position, and let us tell you how you can cheat death. This is your news anchor, the Cleric of Chaos, and this is your Annihilation Announcement. The idea of annihilation, specifically, being an end, a destruction, an evisceration, a complete and utter extinction of either a person, an event, an idea, or a methodology. We look at the annihilation of the self as a vital tool if we are looking into socialism. However, capitalism also destroys the self in ways that we still have yet to be able to physically explain. There is no easy answer for any of the solutions in which we are hoping to acquire, but by looking forward and by identifying that when we annihilate the preconceived notions of what we are capable of, we understand that it will be that much easier to move forward, whether through happenstance, opportunity, luck, or determination. We as people are way too hard on ourselves. We put way too much emphasis on things that don't matter at the spiritual or at the soul level. We rent these bodies, and when we die, our energy goes back into the universe. Our consciousness does not fade. We do not cease to exist. Our energy remains. As per the third law of thermodynamics. The second law of thermodynamics, and that is entropy, in which cannot be created, it cannot be destroyed, and energy can only be transferred. Note this, dear listener. We as a species have been trying so hard to find ways to explain things that have no explanation. We have been trying to accomplish things that have no practical meaning on a universal scale. Take a look at the society that we have constructed for ourselves, and all of the nuances and all of the absurdity within it. Yet people are still clamoring. People are still yearning to go to wide open spots, with patches of field and grass and water and nature. Why? It's because no matter how hard we try, we are not able to completely detach ourselves from nature. This artificial construct that we have built for ourselves does nothing more than create petulance and pestilence for those in whom are just trying to figure things out. There is solace in simplicity, and what we need to do as people is we need to start understanding that not everything needs to be so convoluted and so complex. You are a product of a galactic lottery. Congratulations. Regardless of what maladies you have, or whether you only have 3s and 7s in your hand, it doesn't matter. We are all capable. We can all fight. And by all means, the only thing that we should be annihilating is any doubt that we have in ourselves. This has been your news anchor, the Cleric of Chaos, and this has been your Annihilation Announcement. Willkommen, meine Freunde. Guten Morgen, guten Tag, und eine gute Nacht. Whenever you're listening to this fine program, it's of course deine Reisende, deine Ausländer und deine Ausfresser, deine Cleric of Chaos, coming to you straight from the modified Chaos layer here in Chaos Realm, within the denizens of despair, all the while smiling with the brilliance of 1,000 suns. Because, dear listeners, the way we focus on life and the way that we approach a lot of what it is that we struggle with, we still have yet to understand that there is a significant solace in simplicity. Now, what do I mean when I say solace and simplicity? Simple. There's happiness in the simple things. There is benevolence in the simple elements of life. And when we as a species take so much time to try and hide or to try and focus on things that don't necessarily have anything to do with happiness or solace, we have a tendency to feel discouraged. We have a tendency to feel upset. And in that way, it is not easily identifiable what we can do to figure out exactly how to move forward. That's no problem. We as a species have a tendency to take everything that is supposed to be easy and we overcomplicate it to a ridiculous degree. Now, this isn't necessarily specifically relegated to any individual in whom may deal with a mental or a psychiatric disorder to where this may be an issue. No, absolutely not. This is a human experience. This is a human condition that we as a species ultimately need to try to configure our way out of. We don't have all of the tools to handle every single calamity that could ever occur. Sometimes you're just going to be sad. Sometimes you're just going to be not able to do the thing that you want to do. Sometimes you are going to look at your life from a different perspective and you're going to truly see that sometimes the simple things are the best things. An iced coffee on a really, really warm day, getting yourself a salad when you feel a bit parched and you want some refreshment, finding yourself tickets to a concert that you've wanted to attend for a couple of years and you weren't able to for whatever reason, but you now finally have that opportunity. Trying to find a new flavor of coffee or a new flavor of beverage that you would like to enjoy because you're stuck in a routine and you've been having the same mango smoothie every day for the past 5 years or whatever. It doesn't matter. We make things so incredibly difficult because the human brain likes to solve problems. The human brain likes to have conflict within it. That conflict does not necessarily always have to be negative. That conflict does not always have to be an extremely high level of animosity between a person or an entity or an organization. It absolutely does not have to be that way in any way, shape, or form at all. How we look at it can easily be determined in one way or another by several different people if we really try hard. But that's why sample groups, focus groups, marketing teams exist. So we can ultimately understand what ways, what solutions, what products, what services are best for us, are best for our lives, and are best for our unique positions. The way we process information, as an example, is so staggeringly insane that even if we try to compartmentalize everything, that sometimes our brains will get overloaded because we think or we feel that there's just too much. And in scenarios and situations like that, we owe it to ourselves to really truly look at what it is that's causing those emotions, what it is that's causing our brain to react that way instead of responding to a situation. We have so many thousands of years of living on this planet. Our experiences, our ancestors. We survived. We made it through. Life 300,000 years ago, when our nervous systems were just developing and just starting to take shape, were not meant to be this complex. You were not meant to be juggling a 60-hour work week, a family, a social life, and interests. You were not meant to struggle and isolate when you are depressed. You are not meant to isolate and completely eliminate any element of socialization from your life. The earliest humans grew up in tribes and in communities. They healed with people. Life was about survival, about telling stories, about getting to the next generation. And then at some point, avarice, malice, and greed took hold, and humanity started to create this artificial social construct. So now, we have no choice, to a certain degree, other than to do what we can to survive in this outstandingly chaotic and competitive world. However, sometimes, dear listener, all you got to do is be the one who takes the step back. Look at everything from as many perspectives as you can. Try to understand as many different people, situations, cultures, and solutions as you can. Always keep an open mind, and remember, life doesn't have to be extremely complex. It doesn't have to be so convoluted that you wouldn't even be able to fit a credit card through the whole of the ideology that is being put forth. You're a beautiful soul, and life does not have to be so intricate and complex. Grab yourself an iced coffee, take a walk, and just remember, when you're looking up at that blue sky, if there is a way and a choice for you to feel a bit differently, all you have to do is adjust the sun. Thank you for tuning in today. Take care of yourselves and each other. At the top of today's episode, we promised you a list of 5 more comfort snacks that will help you feel a little bit more at ease with the way our world is constantly spinning out of control. Coming in at number 5, we have the Wetzel's Pretzels Pepperoni Cheese Soft Pretzel. It goes without saying that this is one of the tastiest things that you'll probably ever have. Coming in at number 4, we have Colonel's Original Butter Salt Popcorn. Coming in at number 3, we of course have the Krispy Kreme Original Donut. Coming in at number 2, we have Fairlife Chocolate Milk. And of course, coming in at number 1, we have Chapman's Chocolate Ice Cream. What is your favorite comfort food? By all means, email us at thecheatingdeathpodcast@gmail.com. Today's joke has been brought to you by the Cleric of Chaos. We look at the online world as being this giant, unmatchable sort of web of information. But lately, quite frankly, it's just been a whole mess of tangled wires. On today's Business Spotlight, brought to you by CRDVC, if you are looking for a way for your business solutions to be made a little bit more simple and succinct, and you're looking for a new way to reach new clients, by all means, reach out to CRDVC, where our rates are not only reasonable, but they are feasible if you are looking to grow. Feel free to reach out to us at the links in the podcast description. Today's first business is a long-standing, beautiful, lovely, delicious business that we have over here by City Hall in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Yes, of course, I'm talking to you about Steve's Fries, the lovely, only blue truck outside of City Hall, easily recognizable, easily identifiable, and with a taste of fries and hot dogs that are second to none. in the street food universe. Yes, we are of course talking about Steve's Fries. For over 40 years, serving the citizens of Toronto proper and giving people an opportunity to really save some money on some sweet deals. You can get yourself a German sausage and a thing of fries for just $5. You can get yourself a big ol' hot dog and a thing of fries for just $4.50. And if you're looking a little bit hungrier and you want to grab yourself a little bit more, you can grab yourself a nice big old thick burger with poutine for just $8. Of course, there are quite a few more other options, but what we recommend and encourage you to do is stop by the truck yourself. Head on over to Nathan Phillips Square and look for the big blue truck and tell Steve that we sent you. And get yourself a German sausage. Business number 2 today, ladies and gentlemen and dear listeners of the Cheating Death Podcast, is an absolutely outstanding location, and it just so happens to be one of the premier destinations for stand-up comedy and entertainment in the city. We are, of course, talking about the Free Times Cafe over on College Street here in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Owner and artist extraordinaire Judy has a great website where you will be able to see exactly every type of service, all the food, and all the delicious opportunities that the Free Times Cafe offers. Head on over to freetimes.ca and find yourself a delicious opportunity to consume a caffeinated beverage or to have a lovely lunch snack. Or, if you want to reach out on their social media, just look at the Free Times Cafe on Instagram and on Twitter, or Google Free Times Cafe, and you will be able to find all the relevant information there. Our next business is a business that is focused out of Ottawa and Toronto and also serves people nationwide and global-wide. We are, of course, referring to Oopsie's Chocolate, the chocolate connoisseur of the program. An absolutely outstanding example of what can be done when motivated in small business. This is a company that has a wide variety of chocolate and sweet treats available for your palate. Oopsies_chocolate on Instagram. You can give them a follow. Highly recommend sending them a message to inquire about what different types of solutions they have to fit your sweet tooth if need be. They also have an open active website with full ordering and shipping capability. By all means, stop by and give them a follow today. Our final business on today's Business Spotlight, dear listeners, is an absolutely outstanding hidden gem here in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Probably one of the sweetest places that you can go and have yourself a coffee and, at the same time, have a delicious, outstandingly unique croissant. We are talking about the Maker Bean Cafe over at 1038 Bloor Street in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, closest to the corner of Bloor Street and Dufferin Street proper. You can get yourself a giant 24-ounce iced caramel latte for a very, very amazing price. Their raspberry swirl croissants are simply out of this world, and they also have a unique venue in the sense that you can go there, play board games, do cafe stuff, and hang out with your friends, and maybe even play a couple card games while you're at it. They are open every day of the week, and they come in at a very highly recommended caffeine level of, oh my god, it's tasty. So please, feel free to visit the Maker Bean Cafe, have yourself a giant 24-ounce iced beverage, and enjoy your afternoon. If you would like your business featured on the Business Spotlight, feel free to message us at thecheatingdeathpodcast@gmail.com. We try so hard to make everything so vast and so complex and so intricate. But what really matters at the end of the day is being able to find solace in simplicity. We spend so much time as a species trying to build the next big thing, trying to cement a legacy of sorts, while also being fully aware subconsciously that less than 0.05% of people who have ever existed are remembered for longer than 50 years. There is no way for any one of us to truly understand the magnitude of how the universe works until we die. And when we do, we will understand exactly what awaits us as we move forward, as our souls depart these physical vessels that we are renting, and we return to where it is that we are supposed to be. I have experienced death twice, and those close to me are very aware of not only the significance of these events, but a couple have been in the room when these have happened. And it is not easy to explain how much you understand that life is so beautifully exquisite and complex, but is easily enjoyable if we just chill, if we just relax. There are no experiences on this planet that are not able to be overcome by the resilience of the human mind. Your body may break down. Your brain may suffer from a significant amount of psychological, mental, or emotional illnesses or disorders or conditions. But your soul will still push you. It will still motivate you. Our bodies are intricate and complex, but the method is simple. We must keep going. And if you, dear listener, are struggling with finding ways to keep going, and you need to understand or find a way to really seek the solace and simplicity, all you have to do is look in the mirror, smile, open up a notebook, and just write down what it is that you want. Write down your fears. Write down what is stopping you. Because life doesn't have to be so arduous. It can be simple. We just have to work on changing the perspective and finding a new way to adjust the sun. Take care of yourselves and each other. Thank you for tuning in today. The Cheating Death Podcast is brought to you by Nacht and Lieben CRDVC, Cleric of Chaos, and where you can find all podcasts on all platforms. If you would like to support the Injury Support Fund or the podcast directly, you may do so at the links in the episodes and podcast description, either through merch, buy me a cameo, booking yourself an entrepreneur meeting, or much, much more. Please visit all of our friends and follow their profiles at the links in the episodes and in the podcast description. And if you or anyone you know is experiencing any psychiatric duress, gambling addiction, substance abuse withdrawal, or domestic violence, please contact the telephone numbers linked in the episodes and podcast description. If you are looking at adopting a playful puppy or a cute kitten, please visit your local animal adoption rescue center. Find yourself a new fluffy friend and create a lifetime opportunity for you to have a beautiful friend. Given the nature and dynamics of the circumstances, ladies and gentlemen, you have to understand that part of this credit, part of this rolling end of the episode it wouldn't be possible without you. So thank you for making this podcast possible. And remember, dear listeners, as we mention at the end of every podcast, life is not easy. There is no one path to success. You got to keep trying. You got to keep building. You got to keep fighting. And no matter what, as long as we're alive, as long as we're still breathing and we're still coherent, remember, we're pulling for you. We're all in this together.